The MCU, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe for people who don't know slang. We need to talk about this for a second, sorry. But I have an issue. Ghost Rider is going to be starring Ryan Gosling.
Delicious hot schmoes.
San Diego Comic-Con just happened this last weekend. And as is tradition, Marvel had a large panel at Hall H where they announced quite a few things for this upcoming section, saga of the MCU. And although I was kind of excited for some of the things that were announced, it made me feel like we need to talk about Marvel for a second. Because Marvel, the MCU is such an important piece of pop culture in today's world. Not just because that it's about superheroes and superheroes are like unequivocally like pop culture, but because the MCU is the best version of putting like comics to screen, like to a movie. It's the best version of it that we have, period. I'm not saying all of it is great, because it's not, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. The MCU is full of some of these amazing projects that are super fun and also super good. There are a number of films in the MCU catalog that I would consider good movies before I considered them like good superhero movies. And I think that's because in the early days of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was about making good projects that also happened to be made for superhero fans. Whereas over time, as they became more and more popular, it became more about, I guess, getting more comic books onto the screen rather than creating better screen plays or movies or whatever that happen to be about superheroes. So we saw this decline of quality, as people would say it. It wasn't a steady decline, because like there's pretty much always a good MCU project here and there, but over time we can see that a lot of those projects, their quality seemed to go down. But I don't think that that's always going to be the case. I'm pretty sure that MCU is going to kind of pick back up and start getting better in quality. But I have an issue. Ghost Rider is going to be starring Ryan Gosling, who is unequivocally an amazing actor. Love Ryan Gosling. He's in a lot of some of my favorite projects. However, this movie is also going to be directed by Shawn Levy. And here is where I am torn about the MCU. We've gotten more quote-unquote professionals in the industry into the MCU. Now, I want my characters to be acted well and directed well and films shot beautifully and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. What I'm talking about is I miss the days when somebody was given a role who was not a super, mainstream actor, and it was going to be directed by somebody who is not necessarily known for their directorial prowess. But through the movies that they produce, they become that thing. Yes, I know that many of our current MCU stars were in projects before they were in the MCU, But I'm talking without the MCU, people like RDJ, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Holland. People like these wouldn't have as much to stand on without the MCU. Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Robert Pullman. These are people that I think fit into the MCU in a way that other people do not. Like Zendaya, Florence Pugh. And I like her in the MCU, but she doesn't need the MCU. The MCU needs her. Right? So, I don't know. I just feel like I was wishing and hoping that Ghost Rider, a character who I think is pretty freaking dope, by the way, would be given the same opportunity, whoever plays him, as Robert Downey Jr. did when he was given the opportunity to play Iron Man. I'm so excited to see Ryan Gosling in the MCU simply because I love Ryan Gosling. But what I don't necessarily love is the director behind it. I would rather that they would have picked somebody maybe less known, less prominent in the industry, for both actor and director for this project. Now, this is me just going bah humbug before I even know anything about this project. And again, it's probably going to be a good movie because Ryan Gosling is in the movie, and unfortunately because it's Shawn Levy, who is a great director. Don't get me wrong, he knows how to make a movie. He's made countless enjoyable films. Like, if you want a perfect corporate movie to be made, you go talk to Shawn Levy. He will make you, like, fundamentally a good movie. It will be structurally and visually and auditorially a good movie. But it just, a lot of times, I just feel like that's all they are. I don't really know what a Shawn Levy film really looks like, unlike something like a Christopher Nolan film. But I just don't feel like Shawn Levy is the right choice of director. Like, I'm excited for the Star Wars film that he and Ryan Gosling are doing. Star Wars Starfighter, I believe is what it's called. But I'm not excited for that film because it's Shawn Levy. And this film gives me that same vibe of like, oh yes, Ghost Rider is going to be in this MCU. Oh, it's going to be who? And I feel like I'm not the only one who feels that way. Again, Shawn Levy can produce a good movie, but he just doesn't feel like he's somebody who is right for this project. And I don't know who would be. Like, I can't give you an answer there. I can just tell you how I feel about it. Something that I am excited for because of the director behind it and because of a casting that was just announced is Black Panther 3. I enjoy the first Black Panther movie, and the second one is not that good in my opinion. However, Black Panther as a character, especially Chadwick Boseman as that character, was one of my favorite MCU characters. I loved him in Captain America Civil War and Infinity War and in Endgame. I love this character. I think he's amazing. With a director like Ryan Coogler behind this third film, and with David Johnson being like cast as essentially T'Challa Jr., Prince T'Challa, to kind of take over the mantle here. He's a young enough actor with a couple really good performances, but he's not like a big name star. I really do think this will allow him to fit into this role as Black Panther in a way that no one else will be able to. And Ryan Coogler has such a distinct way of filming and producing movies that I think that this movie will be really good. And so I just wanted to give a little rant about this because I love Marvel movies. I'm going to see Spider-Man here in 4 days, and I'm hyped. But the future of the MCU is so unknown, and from the small little things that they announced this last weekend, I don't know if I'm that excited. I'm going to be that excited for it. I just don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think down below if you think that the future of the MCU is up or down. And, yeah. Follow me on my other platforms if you want to see ridiculous complaints about ridiculous things. Anyway. Yeah. I'm excited for Spider-Man. And cautiously optimistic for the future of the MCU. But at the end of the day, it's probably all better than Tombstone. So, can't complain too much. I've never seen it, and I never will. Peace.